that. Tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day. Na-na-na, na-na-na.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me.
Oh.
My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That boost just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to.
You're both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
You are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Still got about a little over 20, 30 seconds left.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC, NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, Tiki Live, Rumble, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone of good news. They said it wouldn't last, a show that did not do gossip, scandal, or K-words, any Kanye talk at all, but it has lasted 9 years, 749 shows later, and I'm so grateful that you're still here. I am Dr. Marissa. They do call me the Asian Oprah. I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah by my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, and I'm so glad that you're here and that you continue to tune in to a show that balances out all the bad news with some good news. And I'm delighted to introduce this morning a co-host. I'm trying out different co-hosts to see who would like to be a regular co-host with me. And this morning I have Colette Tracy, who's a professor, author, coach, and social entrepreneur. Her book, Both Sides Now, has been developed into a course taught at Duke University, Carnegie Mellon, and American University. Please welcome to my studio past guest and co-host for today, Colette Tracy. Good morning, Colette.
Hi, Dr. Marissa. How are you?
I am happy and grateful. Welcome to the studio. And to break you in, we're going to start with breakfast together. And that is the gratitude sandwich. Those of you who've been following on for the last couple of months, I want to actually literally start your day in the most positive way by asking you to have breakfast with me, taking a bite of the gratitude sandwich. 8 specific things that you are grateful for. That's the top of the bun. And then we go to the bottom, which is appreciation for yourself. So I know you know the drill already. We're going to do a tag team, a gratitude, 8 gratitudes between us. If there are people, and I see eyeballs already, welcome to my show. Please do put in the chat, either on YouTube Live or Facebook Live, your specific gratitudes, and I'll put them up on the screen. And that way, Colette and I don't have to do as many. Although it's 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. That's why 8, even though beautiful Dr. Wayne Dyer said 5 in the morning will change your life. Well, 8 will definitely change your life for the better. So I'll start with me. I am grateful for toothpaste, that I can have that fresh minty feeling in the morning after a night of morning breath. What are you grateful for, Colette?
Well, first of all, I'm grateful for you and this opportunity to be on the show. Again, it's an honor, and I couldn't be more delighted So I'm grateful for you, Dr. Marissa.
Oh, thank you. I received that. And I am grateful for, I got to go to the Magic Castle last night, thanks to some of my Mahjong friends, and it was amazing. The level of magic was incredible. So I'm grateful that I can still be surprised and delighted by magic.
That's great.
And you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family and I having gotten over COVID. So we just, actually, it's been the last couple of weeks, we've all been kind of cooped up, and every one of us got COVID, and thank God all of we're all on the mend and doing well again. So I'm very grateful for that.
How long did it last?
Well, about a week. For me, I was on antiviral as soon as I got it. So it was like 5 days. The doctor said, get bed rest, take the antiviral 5 days, mostly 5 days. But I had it, I had it a little more severe than the rest of my family, but we all had it. So yeah, but yeah.
So can I ask if you were vaccinated, boosted, all of that?
I was vaccinated.
Okay.
I had not gotten around to getting
booster.
the booster. Yeah.
They say that that's so important. So
yeah. Well, I would definitely recommend the antiviral to people who, maybe high risk, not even high risk. It really kind of helped for me to get better quickly. So
yeah. And no judgment or anything, but it is, the studies are pretty clear that if you do, people are like, well, I was vaccinated and boosted and I still got it, but the severity with which you have it is definitely different. So that's why I keep harping on, we're not out of it yet.
No, and you think you have a false sense of security like you are, but my son and my husband both had the booster and they didn't have it as severely as I did. So yeah.
Great. I am grateful that we have medical technology to help with viruses like the coronavirus and other viruses. I love that as humans, we've used our creativity and our ability to innovate to, polio, all the diseases that have come across. We have science. And even though it's medical science has taken a hit because of politics and all of this crap, I'm grateful that I know that medical technology works. Mm-hmm. All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead.
Okay. I will say that I am very grateful for my health and also really being able to enjoy a beautiful summer day. I remember Wayne Dyer. I've always been a huge fan of Dr. Dyer, and he would say that he would get up every morning, and as soon as his feet would hit the ground, he would be thanking up above for his good fortune and blessings. So I feel the same way. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm grateful that we are both one of the top 8% of the people in the world who have a roof over our head, food in the fridge, money in our wallet, and clothes in our closet. We truly are blessed, and that I know that. So I'm grateful for that.
I love
that.
Yeah.
Number 6.
I am grateful for my family and friends. Okay,
now I'm going to go back and tell you that one of the rules for the gratitude sandwich is to be more specific than family and friends. So give me a name of someone that you are particularly grateful for and why.
I would say, I would say my husband, my sister, Mike.
I don't, just one. Just one.
I'll say Mike. Yeah. But I am very grateful for Mike. He's always been a really true companion for me with everything I've ever done. And it's never, it's always been the same in that way.
Great. Beautiful. And my last gratitude is for, let's see. I am grateful that I got to meet a beautiful woman and interview her not once but twice. Nichelle Nichols, who passed yesterday. Lieutenant Uhura is how you will know her from Star Trek. a pioneer who did so much. And if we have time, I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to show a couple of those interviews because she was truly amazing. So I'm really grateful that I got to meet her.
Wow. That's great. Amazing.
And last but not least, your gratitude, the 8th one.
I will say for my education, the opportunities that I have been given that haven't been given to everyone, and I definitely very aware of that. So yeah.
Yeah, we've got 2 PhDs here. And you know what PhD?
Oh, I'm not a PhD.
Oh,
I'm not a
PhD. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That's okay.
Thank you though. Yeah.
So your degree is?
Well, I have, I'm just finishing up my MBA. I have a master's in organizational leadership and a master's in psychology. And I'm planning to start my PhD. Don't want to talk too much about it. Don't want to jinx it in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what PhD stands for, right? You know, BS is Bachelor of Science or Bull Shiitake. MS is more shiitake, more science, and PhD is just piled higher and deeper.
You're right. It's just
so
pile it on. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is the top of the bun, the 8 specific gratitudes that I'd like you to start every morning with. I promise you, if you do it for 30 consecutive days, actually even 21 consecutive days, you'll start a good life practice that will carry you for the rest of the day. And then the bottom of the bun is 8 specific appreciations for who you are. 8 specific appreciations for who you are. And the reason why I do this is I'm priming you. You actually don't need to do it now. You do it at the end of the day, right before you go to bed. If you look at most people before they go to bed, they kind of, and then they start thinking about all the things they didn't get done or all the things that didn't get done right. And, you know, who did who wrong and who, you know, who insulted me, who needs to apologize, what I need to say to someone. And it's all like really not that positive. And then you're worried and you start having some fear. And guess what? You can't get to sleep. So what I ask people to do is appreciate who you are the last thing before you get to sleep, because that will prime both your dreams, both your thoughts, and then gives you a better chance of waking up in the morning in a better mood. So it also exercises our ability to love ourselves. And self-love and self-care is not something that comes naturally. We grow up in a place where we criticize ourselves a lot, especially women. Don't think we're as attractive or smart or as thin as we actually are. Instead, we're, looking around, who likes me? Literally, how many likes am I getting now on social media? Who's saying nice things? Who's approving of me? And that will lead you down the road to, AT double hockey stick. And we don't want that. Instead, I want you to increase and strengthen your muscle of self-approval. So what are 4 specific things that you like about yourself? Colette, we'll do this again. If you are on the chat, do put things you are appreciate about yourself. And then that way we can have stuff ready for when we do go to sleep. And that way, when we do, we will be able to fall asleep more easily and not need to take melatonin or go to the doctor and get stuff that has side effects. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you start. What do you appreciate about yourself?
Well, I appreciate that I'm inquisitive about things and namely like myself, trying to understand who I am, which helps me understand others. And I appreciate that about myself because I realized that a long time ago, and I did a lot of work for myself on that since very far back. And it's not like, what we call like in vogue, but it is today. We hear so much about emotional intelligence and, understanding ourselves. And I've been myself into that for at least 25 years. So, I love that it's getting its place in the sun. Yeah. And I love that, that's part of something I do.
Beautiful. I appreciate that I want to come up with something different, and that I have no fear, and I sort of, step in it first and then ask questions later. It does get me into trouble every once in a while, but I do appreciate that part of me because then I experience more in life. So
yeah, and that's a great one, Dr. Marissa. I would have to copy. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, I am exactly the same way. And, and people will call me fearless, but I just, when I go into things never really expecting to lose. Not that I'm great or I'm a winner all the time. I just go into things not thinking about what would happen, if, how am I going to feel, or so. Yeah, I love that. I have that same trait.
Great. And I appreciate my ability to multitask, which is important because I produce and host the show. And I'm trying to get rid of the little bit of echo that I don't know that if, Polly, I didn't ask you if you heard it, but we're just trying to get rid of that as we are talking. So if you're watching and you're aware of that, know that we're trying to fix that right now. But I appreciate that I am a problem solver. How's that?
It's great. Yeah. I appreciate that I do try to see the best in things. And one of the things that I've written about recently is really finding beauty in things and, equating that with a kind of love, so I guess I appreciate that.
Beautiful. And last one, I appreciate that I love to laugh and that laughter is my favorite sound in the world, and I'm a really good laugher. And last but not least,
so important.
Yes, and you are?
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that after all these years of loving writing, kind of, in a secret kind of way, that I've really, that I'm a writer now. I've got a published book, and that makes me really happy because that was something that I wanted to do for a long, long time. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. And that is appreciations for the day. And we'll get some applause going here. So please do carry that exercise into your day, no matter if you're listening here or not. And I promise 21 consecutive days. It takes that many days to break a bad habit. So if you go to bed in worry, fear, and doubt, and you want to replace that with gratitude, appreciation, and wonder, then just have breakfast with me in the morning with the gratitude sandwich. All right. And today's topic, we've been talking about dating in the pandemic. I've been talking about conflict resolution in relationships when I had the 62-year married Ron and Arlene Klein on the show. And Ron is the one who created the magnetic strip on your credit card. I've been talking about Sam and I did a whole, I don't know if you heard it, Polly. Sam and I did a whole show on, are we going to date post-pandemic or not? How's that going to happen? And when I talked to Colette about what possible topics we wanted to do today as she auditions as a co-host, is what are we as I'm ageless, and everybody knows that I don't tell my age, and I refuse to. My joke is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and confirm it. Better to be thought young than to open your mouth and disconfirm it. And again, with nothing against. I think aging older women are beautiful, and obviously I want to continue to support, as I do, agelessly age. But at the same time, better to be thought young than to open your mouth and disconfirm it. For anyone who thinks that romance, all of that, being I'm too sexy for my whatever, and that whole, hot business is not limited to when you're younger. And Colette is actually a great. Oh, I just realized I've been spelling your name wrong. I'm sorry, Colette. Who else? I just saw that.
You have it right now
What?
on my screen. Colet.
Okay, good. All right. So I remembered that you have that both sides now book, and that you are a specialist in what I'm calling seasoned woman. And I found this. I was so proud of myself. I actually found this article. I was cleaning out the stuff, and it says assured, alluring, and resourceful. She's open to sex, love, new dreams, and spirituality. Her name is the New Seasoned Woman. And this is an article that was in LA Times Magazine, I believe, in the Parade, page 4, January 8th, 2006. So 2006 is what, 14 years ago? Oh no, 16 years ago. So I kept this, I'm so proud of myself, for 16 years, because at that time I had just come out of a very traumatic, horrific divorce. In 2005, I separated for the second time. 2006, I bifurcated and made it official. And bifurcation means that you just get the judge to agree that you're divorced in paper, that the settlement will happen later. And it took a long time for the settlement, and lost millions of dollars, because as the judge said to me, well, you wanted equal rights. So, but that's why my book chapter 5 is Out of Hatred into Forgiveness. So we're good, and I have no regrets. Just to set the record straight, I don't love my husband. I definitely don't like my husband, but I am grateful for my husband, because I have 2 beautiful daughters that I couldn't have had without him. So for that, I am good. But I remember the time when I, was free. My sentence was 9.2 years, but who's counting? And then when I was single, all of a sudden, I was wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and thought, is it possible to find love again? Is it possible to be romanced and not a stone? Is it possible to feel the butterflies again? And it actually happened. I was at the farmer's market in LA, and this guy, we met eyes, and he was getting a master's at Long Beach State, and he was actually from Turkey. And it was such a beautiful chapter in my book of romance, because it made me realize that I could have those feelings again. And I read this and I went, oh my God, this is me. I'm a seasoned woman who has found that I could, the furnace is not dead. The furnace could be relit again. So that's my experience. So as I'm telling this story, Colette, is there something that you researched, or you're, from your Both Sides Now book? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that, and let me preface by saying, I can't really speak to the dating world and what that's like now. And I do have some friends that have gone through divorce or going through divorce, and it's difficult. But I think we put such an emphasis all the time on finding a significant other. I mean, we are raised as women, especially, to be romantic, and romance is our whole thing. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And, we're blessed when we have good relationships and it comes together and it works out. But we look at our society today, it doesn't always work out. We have, I think, 40% divorce. But I think the thing that we have to look at, what I love about what you're talking about, Dr. Marissa, is that you have love and joy in your life. And I think that we kind of at this stage have to take a different picture of so many things, right? It's, oh God, I've got to look at this a different way now but it helps you live a more joyful life. And so yeah, I think that we're cultured to believe, both men and women, that there's one person for us. There's someone, right? And if we're blessed, and it works out, and that's a beautiful thing. But what I don't want to do is discourage women this age or any age. If you can't find someone that is your significant other, or what you would consider your significant other, is to keep enjoying life. And there's love all around us. We have love of family, friends, love in beauty of nature, and things like that. And I think I know from a perspective of where I'm at, that's people are saying, oh, it's easy for you to say. But I think that I see a lot of that, and I see people not looking enough around them and saying, I'm grateful for this and this love and beauty around me.
Yeah. Beautiful. Affirm the whole notion of there's only one, that gets taught to us very early. All of the Cinderella, Snow White, there's one Prince Charming, there's not more than one. There's also Jerry Maguire, no thanks to him, you complete me,
right?
Person. And I do meet a lot of women who say, I've had the love of my life and I'm happy with that, and it's just too much trouble to even think about or go out and see if there's anything else. Yeah. And that is truly a sad thing to think that way, because now remember, the name of my show is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. So I'll be the first to say that feeling of romance, why only once in your life? Because you can't get it from your friends. You can't get it from your family. You can't get it from, anybody except an significant other. Where that feeling only comes from that new butterfly, wow, I'm turned on, all of that can only come from someone that you're attracted to, and vice versa. So that's, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think as humans, we always crave that. And like, even whether we're in a significant other relationship or not, we crave that connection. We crave enjoyment and newness and things. So I think sometimes, really, people sometimes end up getting divorced because they can't figure out how to bring that back, how to start from scratch there. And so I think, but I don't think that's something that is just part of being a single person. I think that's something that's part of life. I think we all have a longing, and maybe for some of us, maybe that's spirituality, joy, happiness, those kinds of things. Because as we get older too, and I'm not, discounting, believe me, sensuality in women or men of any age, because it's a beautiful thing, but our needs kind of change a little bit. So maybe we're not looking, we do want someone definitely we're physically attracted to, for sure. But the other thing is, who's going to be that partner for us? Who's going to be that person, and it doesn't have really that much to do with, it doesn't, especially when you're younger, for sure. But as you get older, it's more about companionship and love and caring and trust for one another. Those things should be always in a marriage. We don't start to really understand that that's what we need until we get to a later physical stuff is,
So somebody did a thumbs up in the last little while. I don't know which comment that was for. So make sure you put in the comment what you definitely agreed with, but thank you for the thumbs up. So two things. One is romance and making my toes curl on
I love that expression. I saw that on one of your other podcasts. Yeah.
After whatever age, 40, 50, 60, I'm reminded of George Burns' response when he turned 90. Someone asked if he had sex, if he still had sex at 90, and he said that would be like shooting pool with a rope. And
oh my God, I love that. I never heard that. That's great.
Yeah. And it is one of those, I agree that it shifts, but at the same time, isn't it important to continue to have sex as you age and as you because it is, again, one of those things that you don't do with your family, of course. You don't do with your friends, of course, unless it's friends with benefit, and that doesn't exactly, rock many people's boats. I think that people think it does. I don't know, really, truly, any woman that I know that can actually have sex with no emotional feeling attached. I mean, you probably think you can, but still, I just don't think we're made up that way. But that, on the other hand, is the whole attraction. When you are older, I've been those of you who follow me know that I've been on this love myself, body, mind, spirit, soul for a while, and the body part has been the last thing on the list. And so I've been working literally my butt off and my arms and my stomach off, rolling out of bed at 6 before the show and going to the gym and doing this stuff. And I've lost 27 pounds since Valentine's Day, and I'm happy about that, although it's like slower and slower and it's not easy. So I'm doing toning and all of that stuff. But the fact of the matter is, one of the reasons I'm doing it is because I was disgusted by the way my body looked in the mirror after gaining the weight that almost all women gain, in the middle and all the places and under the arms and in the belly and men in the love handles. And I call it the dicky do, when your tummy stick out more than your dicky do. And the women have the booby do, when your tummy sticks out more than the booby do. And that is so not attractive to me.
Yeah.
It's so not attractive to me. And so I how do we keep that kind of sex and romance and lust and toes curling when our bodies are changing and we just don't feel good about getting naked with people?
We are so on the same page. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Let me finish this rant and then you can take it over, because I'm truly, and thank you, Z, for your thumbs up was good topic. I'm glad that you think so. I think so too. And it's just so frustrating because I want to be attracted to a guy who doesn't have a dicky do, and I don't want to have a booby do. And the reality is I'm like 50% booby do now than I was before. And I am attracted to powerful, successful men, and a lot of them have a dicky do. And so how can I even wrap my head around being attracted to someone when, one, I'm not really attracted to my own body, and then two, when I'm not attracted to theirs? All right, I'm done.
I'm sorry. I'm just like bing, 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 bing. You are exactly where I'm at. And I also, not to self-promote, but I have a Kindle Vella book that I've attached, The Best of Both Sides, that talks about this. I think I sent you a couple of the clips, Dr. Marissa, but you have to love yourself. Okay. And this is the thing. And yes, sex is very good for your body, whether that's with somebody else or alone. Okay. It's good for you. You need it as you age. We all crave, affection, but Dr. Oz, I remember back in the day, him saying 3 times a week. Okay. Yeah. Right. You get
how many times a week?
3 times a week.
Right? He said 3 times a week. Okay.
Yes. But this was a while back. And, but the thing is, okay, sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. As we get older, it becomes less about quantity, more quality. Okay. We have to be realistic in that way. But I think that we should be physical. And I understand about the aging body. Okay. If we can't love ourselves. So, Dr. Marissa, you lost all that weight. You look beautiful, by the way. And you feel really good, right? You carry yourself in a different way when you feel good about yourself. Okay. And that is in itself the most important thing to attraction, your partner's attraction. And not to say that, we're all superficial, but let's face it, in our society, the way we've been cultured is that physical beauty counts. And we don't want to look, if I had a dime for every time I get an email that says belly fat belly, but I am very concerned about that too, but I think that sometimes, even beyond the body, having what society would call a perfect body, it's not where it's at. What is real is having your version of perfect body, and also loving yourself through that too. Not just saying, I'm going to love myself when I lose 30 pounds. I'm going to be really happy then, and I'm going to do this. And you don't know that you have that time, So to me, why waste the time? Love what you're working with, love your changes, feel good about that, and for all the right reasons, but also love who you are, whatever that means to you. Maybe for some of us, that means losing 20 pounds, 30 pounds, right? And for a lot of us would like to say, Sherry used to say, if it came in a bottle, everyone would have it. So
what was that? Say that one more time.
If it came in a bottle, everyone would have it about a really fit body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just think we need to love ourselves in the process too. And some of us may never have what is considered even the ideal body, but that doesn't mean we can't love ourselves through whomever we are, and set realistic expectations for ourselves, so that we're not putting the bar so far up that we can never reach it.
Yeah, good point. That's why 88% fabulous is my mark. It's gives the 12% of the booby doo that still exists, some space. And I've heard, and guys tell me this all the time, that they, it doesn't have to be a perfect body, and some men actually enjoy imperfect bodies, and that it really isn't as much to them as we make it out to be, although that's my work. And not to defend myself, but when you are really led to believe you're fat, ugly, and clumsy when you're a kid, and you model to prove that person wrong, and then you pick a man who introduces you as obese to their friends behind your back, and you're like even in better shape than you are now. It's a tough one, but I realize that's my hang up, and I have to work at that, and I have to just pretend, even though I don't believe it, when a guy says you are so hot. Like, I've been talking about this for a little while, and some of my wonderful supporters message me, and it's like, I don't know what you're looking at. Just know that, I think you are so hot, and I would, jump in there. It's not why I'm saying this. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm not fishing for a date. Even though Sam and I said that we'll probably, maybe meet at a bar or something. Polly, I don't know if you know that. Sam and Polly are like best friends, so it's kind of funny. And just to justify, there's no part of being a cougar woman that I think a cougar is attractive at all. I'd never want to be like the older haggy woman with a younger guy. I think that's just not attractive. But thank you, Demi Moore, for putting that on the map. Anyways, before we finish, I did want, because I promised to show some of my little red carpet playlists. They're very short. The time that I got to spend with Nichelle Nichols, and I'm just, if we could just take a deep breath and send out peace and comfort to her family. Those of you who don't know yet, one of the pioneers from Star Trek, Lieutenant Uhura, passed yesterday. And so I want to just share an interview or two of my time with her. And she is truly an amazing woman who has done amazing things. We have to sit through a little bit of the ads here. All right.
I'm so glad. All right, here we go. So I'm going to...
Oh, this is an older video.
All right, here we go. Right here? Yes. Okay.
It's blurry, huh? Let's do this. Less blurry.
Beautiful dress. Thank you. All right. Good evening. This is Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah, reporting live from the Beverly Hilton at the Share Inc. Beautiful Fundraiser 65-year Gala. And I have a new friend who I actually met earlier last year. Was it at the Rio Vista? And she remembered me. And she's actually going to be on my show. I lost touch with your publicist, but I understand you have a new one. Okay. So we're going to make that happen. And I'm really excited about that. What is the best thing that you love about your life?
Living it. Living it. It's wonderful. I've gotten to do most of the things that I wanted to do as a little girl, and it feels marvelous.
What is the secret? You're ageless. You look amazing. And I know you're not 60.
No, I'm not what?
60 years old.
Oh, no, not yet. But I'm approaching it. In a few years, I'll get there.
What's the key to staying young?
Oh, just being who you are and letting things happen the way they should or are. And
thank you.
I beg your pardon.
Thank you, Nikki. We're taking care of you.
Thank you.
Of course. So what would you like to have happen for this next year for you? What are your intentions?
Oh, keep on keeping on.
Well, you're doing that.
Yes,
and then you know me at
wonderful.
the end, I do the peace in, peace out, but you do the other one, yes?
It's
world peace through inner peace and live long and prosper. Thank you so much. And then one picture.
And here's one more. This is the first
Good evening,
time I
this is
met
Dr.
her.
Marissa reporting live from a beautiful holiday event here in the California Science Center. And I have one of the most beautiful, not just an actress, but she's my favorite kind of actress that takes her limelight and sheds light on areas of darkness. This is better known as Lieutenant Uhura, but you are Michelle Nichols is a beautiful actress. You are now doing a lot of humanitarian work.
Yes.
So what's important to you?
Getting up in the morning and going to bed at night.
You look fabulous.
My days are so long.
How young are you? Can I ask?
Yeah, no, you can ask. You can ask.
I'm ageless.
Yes,
I never
yes,
say.
I never.
You're beautiful.
Thank you, my darling.
I would like to age like you do.
Thank
I would
you
love
so
to have you
much.
on the show as well. What's your life motto?
My what?
Life motto.
Get up in the morning and go to bed at night. Get everything done in between.
Sounds beautiful. Sounds beautiful. So at the end of every show, I say it's all about balance. Can you put your peace sign up for me?
Okay.
Peace in. Oh, actually, live long and prosper. I'm going to have to do yours.
Yeah.
I can't do you. Oh, there we go. Instead of peace in, peace out. Beautiful. Thank you.
Love that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so I can't think of a better woman to highlight for our topic, right? She is definitely gracefully aged. She's look at her sense of humor still. You know, that was 4 years ago, and 6 years ago was the first time I met her, I think. I'll have to go back and look at the dates, but just amazing. And what was sad was, there was a little controversy with, the stableness of her mind. And the reason why she didn't get on my show was because of that fight between believe it was the Sun and the publicist. And that's why she never made it on. But we did try, and I'm grateful that I still had her, on the carpet, not once but twice. And it was so lovely when she, saw me at the second event and was like, hello. And so that was beautiful. But she's a pioneer. Anybody who says you can't get what you want because of the color of your skin, she did so much to pave the road for African American women, in mainstream media. So I'm so grateful, and I do. Hearts go out, but she's just on the other side. She's with my dad, and the only sadness is with us because we're still on this side. There's no sadness where she is now. So
she was a legend. She really, and a pioneer, and not only for African American women, for all women, because back in the day, we weren't getting as many really good roles, and she played a great role on that show.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Are you a Trekkie fan?
My husband is, and so are my kids, but yeah, not me really.
Well,
I vicariously through them. Yeah. And he talked about her. He liked a post on LinkedIn about her passing and what a pioneer she was. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell them that I have a nephew who was Ensign Kim on the Voyager.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Garrett Wang.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's fabulous. All right. So we talked without a break, which I figured we would. If you are a woman who does not feel like, what do you say to women who don't feel attractive enough to go out and be, actively looking for romance, or is, what are the sort of progressive steps that you would say? I'm sure you addressed that in your book.
Yeah.
On how to sort of get yourself ready for that.
Yeah, I think I think it's an exercise in loving yourself, and the whole thing is, I'm not saying don't try to change or don't try to improve what you consider an improvement, but try to love yourself through that. So start out with really just doing things for yourself, and I have a chapter, a vignette on Vela about just do things for yourself, like moisturizing, giving yourself an oil massage or things, and taking care with yourself first. And yeah, all of us, I'm sure, at one point or another, look in the mirror and we don't like what we see, and the point is, are we ever going to eliminate that entirely? No, we're not, because it's human to feel that way. Plus, in the society that we live in, it's impossible. So I think take that time for yourself. Like for me, I love fashion. I love makeup. I love hair, and a lot like you, Dr. Marissa. And, it gives me joy to even just to, I'm not going anywhere. I'm, sitting at home. I put my makeup on. I wear something that I feel good in. That's a step for me towards that. And it doesn't happen overnight, but you've got to find ways to value who you are. Physical, it's hard if you feel like there's nothing physically, but you've got to find spots on yourself, parts of yourself physically that you find attractive, that you can acknowledge to yourself, And self-care is a big deal with that too, because women want to take care of everybody. We're taking care of the world. And then we come last, like, I don't need to do that. Like the exercising and things like that. That's not an easy discipline to do all the time. And I've done it a million gazillion times too. So we need to celebrate the fact that we're taking that time for ourselves, and we're trying to improve ourselves, but be patient and be kind to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I'm good at that's one thing I'm really good at is treating myself well. I love getting my Chinese reflexology. It's a I don't know if you should go look for it if you haven't tried it. If you're listening now, there's a lot. It is actually a practice that's health related, not just good feeling, but it is good feeling and foot massages and absolutely dress up. I dress up all the time and I'm almost always overdressed and it makes me feel good to be dressed up. I don't dress up for anyone. I dress up for myself. I also love Abraham Hicks has a wonderful recording on YouTube that's Love Your Body. And that has really made a difference for me. It's changing the I will love my body when it looks like this to I love my body now. Because if you're a law of attraction student, you'll know that you can't change anything that you don't like. You have to be at a place where you love and accept. And that's been the hardest thing for me with my history is to really look in the mirror and like what I see. And I'm 88% there. Some mornings I'm only 80% there. Some mornings I'm 20% there, but I keep working at that because that's my work. That's no one else's work. You know, it's, if I can't approve of myself, how the fork do I expect anybody else to approve of me?
Absolutely.
So, for sure, that is really good advice. Anything else that you want? I knew we would run out of time. We've got 3 minutes left. I just got the notice from Polly. Any last word from you?
No, I think this is just what it's all about, Dr. Marissa. This was so, first of all, you've made me feel very comfortable, but it was so enjoyable. But I think really coming together and having community, you know, around these things, because I was very surprised. You know, I've done, a lot of courses actually, or the course in a lot of places. And women are just, they want to connect in this way. They want to talk about these things that we don't talk about usually. You know, our generation and the younger generation, we're starting to really bring things like menopause or sexuality or sensuality to the forefront.
I call it menopause.
Yeah, menopause.
And men have IMS, irritable man syndrome.
So I just think that that's what we all need. We need to support one another. I think we need more of that in our culture. Women supporting other women, and I think that's a beautiful thing that you're doing here too. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's been really enjoyable, Colette. Thank you for co-hosting with me today. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from her living room, balancing out a bad news and the things that we don't talk about so we can love ourselves even better. Keep it tuned. Here tomorrow is questions, callers, and commercials. So if you have a question for me, please do message me at drmarissa.life. And when you do, you will get an audiobook copy of my book, 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are. That's the Asian Oprah giveaway today. And we'll see you tomorrow. Keep it here. Remember, Colette, if you could do this with me, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reminding you to have the best day ever.